Parliament sessions are meant for debates, for discussions and legislations. The Prime Minister himself, in fact, had once said that there can be disagreements, but discussions keep the country going and growing. Wise words that no political party, including his own, wants to follow. So all we have seen in the last 5 days of the monsoon session is disruptions, ruckus, sloganeering and ego battles. Today was pretty much the same, with one difference. The opposition has sought a no-confidence motion against the government, and the government, confident in its numbers, has agreed. Speaking of the numbers, this is how they are stacked in the Lok Sabha. Let's quickly put out those graphics for you. India, the united opposition, has 144, and the NDA has 331 on the floor of the House. That's the Lok Sabha. The majority mark in the Lok Sabha, therefore, is 272. The BJP alone has 303, which means the government is absolutely safe. There is no threat to the government falling. Now, even in the scenario where the BRS, Y.S. Jagan Reddy's YSRCP and Naveen Patnaik's BJT, who have a combined strength of 70, back the India-sponsored no-trust vote, the anti-NDA front will still be 58 short of the majority mark. To cut a long story short, the government is not falling. It has solid numbers backing it. Gaurav Gogoi of the Congress will move the no-confidence motion against the government. Here he is speaking in Parliament. He joins us ahead on the show as well. But before that, quickly take a look at what happened in Parliament today.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं निम्नलिखित प्रस्ताव के लिए सदन की अनुमति चाहता हूं। ये सभा मंत्री परिषद में विश्वास का अभाव प्रकट करती है।
मैं उन सदस्यों से जो इस प्रस्ताव की अनुमति दिए जाने के पक्ष में ये अनुरोध करता हूं, वो अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं। इस प्रस्ताव की अनुमति दी जाती है। मैं सभी दलों के नेताओं से चर्चा कर और नियमों के तहत उचित समय पर चर्चा करने की तिथि से आप सबको अवगत करा दूंगा।
In 2018, the Modi government had faced a similar no-trust motion that had been moved by the Telugu Desam party. In 2019, the year of the election, the Prime Minister had mockingly told the opposition to prepare a similar no-confidence motion in 2023 as well. Essentially to say, bring as many trust motions as you want, I will win the elections. That clip from 2019 is now viral with the hashtag prediction. Take a look.
शुभकामनाएं मैं आज फिर देना चाहता हूं कि आप इतनी तैयारी करो कि 2023 में फिर से आपको अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लाने का मौका मिले। और ये समर्पण भाव है, अहंकार का परिणाम है 400 से 40 हो गए, अहंकार का परिणाम है 400 से 40 हो गए, और सेवा भाव का परिणाम है कि 2 से यहां आकर के बैठ गए, 2 से निकल करके आके बैठ गए। आप कहां से कहां पहुंच गए। अरे मिलावटी दुनिया में जीना पड़ रहा है। आप कोई लंबी बात करोगे तो शोभा नहीं देगी।
Now, the opposition is not just upset about the Prime Minister not speaking on Manipur, they are also upset about the fact that no one else is being allowed to do so on the floor of the House. Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge has accused the government of switching off mics every time he has gotten up to speak on Manipur. Rajya Sabha Chair Jagdeep Dhankar, though, is dismissing these charges. Take a look.
मैं पूरे अपने इश्यूज को सदन के सामने रख रहा था और जब 50 लोग अपना 267 पे दिए थे तो मुझे अगर बोलने का मौका भी नहीं मिला, ठीक है, लेकिन कम से कम जब मैं बोल रहा हूं मेरा माइक अचानक बंद करना ये मेरा प्रिविलेज है। अब उसको प्रिविलेज को धक्का मेरा अपमान हुआ है, मेरे रेस्पेक्ट को आपने मेरे सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट को उन्होंने चैलेंज किया है और सरकार के इशारे पे अगर सदन चला तो मैं समझूंगा साहब डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है।
Nothing will go on record.
इस सदन में जो हम चर्चा चाहते थे उस लिए हम प्राइम मिनिस्टर का स्टेटमेंट की अपेक्षा कर रहे थे, अभी भी कर रहे हैं। वही इसमें हम लोग देख रहे हैं, लेकिन अब 4-5 दिन हो गए प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ रहे नहीं और बैठे जगह इसी पार्लियामेंट में अपने ऑफिस में बैठ के सब देखते हैं, लेकिन स्टेटमेंट क्यों नहीं दे रहे। और उसके वजह से हम अपने विचार आपके सामने रखने के लिए और उनके सामने रखने के लिए सभी इंडिया तैयार है, पूरे भारत इंडिया के लोग तैयार है। आप मौका नहीं दे रहे हैं, आप नहीं, सॉरी, तो सरकार मौका नहीं दे रही और सुनना भी नहीं चाहती, हमारी जो सच बात है उसको रखने भी नहीं दे रही है। इसीलिए मैं उनका जो सरकार का बिहेवियर है, सरकार किस ढंग से चल रही है, इसको प्रोटेस्ट करके हम सब लोग वॉकआउट करते हैं।
Sir, 2 incidents happened. When he was speaking, he was now and then interrupted by the leader of the House, none other than the leader of the House and other members. He was not able to convey what he wanted to. Number 2, sir. Number 2, sir. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2, sir. Number 2, sir. Unprecedentally, whilst the floor was given to him and when he was speaking, his mic was switched off. Sir, it is really aggravated. House has to be enlightened. House has to be enlightened. How it happened? Why it happened? Never has it happened in the past. Honorable that the leader of opposition's mic has been switched off, sir.
With full sense of responsibility, after getting all inputs from the deputy chairperson, a man of high caliber and integrity, there was no mic off. Once again.
Okay, today once again the House was adjourned without much work being done. Before that though, Ami Yagnit of the Congress party and Smriti Irani of the BJP clashed in what easily will be the fiercest exchange of the day. Take a look.
Sir, I have seen the reply, but I would like to ask the minister whether his colleague women ministers are going to speak on Manipur.
It will not go on record. It will not go on record. It is indecorous conduct. It is misconduct. It is abuse of your honorable minister.
And I take strong objection to this because women ministers, women politicians have spoken not only on Manipur, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Bihar. Tell me, when will you have the guts to discuss Rajasthan? When will you have the guts to discuss Chhattisgarh? When will you have the courage to discuss what is happening in Bihar? When will you have the courage to talk about the Red Berry? When will you have the courage? How can you put Manipur on fire? When will you have the courage to tell us how women are raped in Congress rule states? Do not meddle cast aspersion on the female ministers in this cabinet.
Our parliament is noisier than television studios. Now, amidst all the political drama, there was something else that has taken the internet by storm. We'll just put that picture out for you. This is a picture of I.N.D.A. party MP Raghav Chadha being, well, should I say attacked or pecked by a crow outside parliament. This picture has now gone viral courtesy the BJP. That's because the BJP turned this slight Abda into Afsar and promptly took a dig at the Aam Aadmi MP, saying, "Jhoot bole, kavva kaate," which in English means one should not speak lies, else a crow will peck at you. The Delhi BJP captioned the picture, and I quote, "Till today we only heard it. Today we have seen the crow bite the liar," unquote. This is just, of course, an aside. Fun things happen in Parliament as well, not just halla gulla that we see. There was also something else at Parliament that grabbed eyeballs today. It was Sonia Gandhi's samarthan to Sanjay Singh. Now, you know that the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress have been bitter rivals, and they've been bitter rivals till some 10 days ago. Now, they're being seen setting examples of bonhomie. Just take a look at this. So you have Sonia Gandhi. She walked up to suspended AAP MP Sanjay Singh. He's been sitting outside Parliament in protest for the last 48 hours. Just take a look at how that played out. That's okay. Okay, so we've seen all that has happened in Parliament today. Let me quickly go across to our guests who are joining us this evening as well. We have Pradeep Mahaur, who's a leader from the BJP, joining us on the broadcast, and Mohan Mangalam is spokesperson of the Congress party, joining us on the broadcast as well. Mr. Mohan Mangalam, the first question that anyone would want to ask you today is about the no confidence motion that you have proposed against this government. Fact is that kuch bhi tod marod kar lijiye, the numbers are with the government. The government is absolutely safe. And it is confident enough to tell you ki chalo kar lo no confidence motion. My point is, what's the point of this no confidence motion? It's optics.
The point,
nothing else.
No, this isn't optics. This is to put the government on the mat for what is happening in Manipur, that the Prime Minister refuses to come to our Parliament, and he is, by the way, accountable to Parliament. He refuses to come to Parliament and address the issue. It is what we've been asking from the very first day of the session. The government has been running around making excuses one way or the other, and the Prime Minister seems to enjoy speaking about this issue with a whole bunch of whataboutery, like his other cabinet members have been doing, and refusing to address the issue in Parliament. This is to finally bring the Prime Minister to Parliament so he can actually make a statement about this issue. And there have been several times in past history when we've had no confidence motions that haven't resulted in a failure of the government, but have resulted in extensive discussions on multiple issues where the government is failing. If this government is continuing to repose confidence in the Biren Singh government in Manipur, then they have to answer for why they are doing so. Manipur has been burning for now almost 3 months. There are thousands and thousands of people who've been dislocated. There are hundreds of people who have died, uncountable numbers of horrific crimes that have been committed. And yet this government doesn't seem, or this Prime Minister more significantly, doesn't feel like it's responsible to talk about it.
Mr. Mangalam, I get it. But how will a no confidence motion improve the situation in Manipur? Today it's the 85th day of the Manipur violence, and we have again seen a violence that is being reported from 2 districts. How will a no confidence motion help?
How will a no confidence motion help? I just explained to you that a no confidence motion will help us bring the Prime Minister to the table to talk about the issues of how we should resolve the Manipur issue. There is no conversation, there is no dialogue. And the Prime Minister cannot abdicate responsibility for what is happening. The double engine government that they keep purporting in every different state has failed massively in Manipur. You have to answer the question of why the Prime Minister is not coming in and talking about this. Why he is accountable to Parliament. So if anything, I think the no confidence motion is going to bring him to the table to talk about this. Only with a comprehensive debate can we arrive at a solution of what to be done in Manipur.
Okay, Pradeep Mahaur, has the BJP really, with its stance, pushed the Congress's hand, pushed the opposition's hand? The opposition for the last 5 days has been asking you what? Let the Prime Minister speak on the floor of the House on Manipur. Manipur is the most burning issue in this country right now. There is nothing more important than Manipur right now. We all agree to that. What's the problem if the Prime Minister spoke on it? Now you have to face a no confidence motion. Things wouldn't have come to this had the Prime Minister spoken, answered the questions that the opposition has. That is what a democracy is about. The Prime Minister is the leader of this country. And when a state is burning, just a minute, when a state is burning, obviously people of the country and the opposition will have questions. The Prime Minister should answer those questions.
Prime Minister has already spoken. You must have seen the statement of the Prime Minister where he has clearly stated that this is quite horrible. I mean, it should not. I mean, he has spoken to the people of India when he has already addressed the issue. I'm not saying that he should not be addressing in the Parliament or whatever, but this strategy of bringing a no confidence motion is clear agenda based politics. They are trying to actually it is quite horrible, in fact, if we look at, because what they are trying to do is, what Congress is trying to do is, they are trying to turn the tables, and they are trying to bring this kind of issue in the parliament, rather, and using no confidence motion as an instrument, which should not be, because it is something like, they already know that they do not have numbers. Sitting in opposition with 144 numbers, they were not even able to appoint a leader of opposition. This is the situation, and in this situation they are bringing a no confidence motion. So this is something like, at one point it is mockery to the constitutional power that they have got, and second, what they are trying to do is, I should not be speaking such words, but they have actually compelled me to speak something like this, that they are trying to encash this opportunity for their political gain. This is what they are trying to do. Wherein the situation is definitely horrible. It should be addressed. Prime Minister has already addressed. The actions have been taken there, and in future such actions will be taken.
No,
that
Mr.
this kind
Mahaur,
of situation doesn't
Mr.
arise.
Mahaur,
But
okay. Mr. Mahaur, are you trying to tell me that the Prime Minister has already spoken about Manipur? I hope we are not expected to believe, the people of India are not expected to believe that the customary off the cuff remark that the Prime Minister makes outside Parliament is a full-fledged statement on the situation of a state that has now burned for 85 days, where 160 people are dead and 60,000 people have been displaced, where women have been gang raped, where women have been paraded naked, where old women have been burned down. I hope you don't expect the Janta of this country and the honest tax-paying citizen of this country to believe that that was the statement on Manipur.
Shreya, who will address this issue? First of all, let's go to that side. Who is going to address the issue? Ultimately, the Home Minister is going to address the issue, not the Prime Minister, right? Prime Minister may address it, because situation is so horrible. It's the nation, but ultimately it comes under the purview of Home Ministry. So Home Minister has already been talking about it in the Parliament, and we have heard about it.
People of India voted for Prime Minister Modi. But Mr. Mahaur, the people of this country, including Manipur, voted for Prime Minister Modi?
No. I'm not saying that. What I said, that Prime Minister should be addressing, right? He might come forward and address, but before addressing, the most important thing is the action should be taken. And second part is that as per the legal framework, ultimately it comes under the purview of Home Ministry. So Home Ministry Home Ministry has already put forward their statement. So they are already there in the Parliament. They are putting the address. They are handling the situation. But
Mr. Mahaur, you are telling me that
I'll quote.
You are telling me that action should be taken.
Just give me a second.
Mr. Mahaur,
Just give me a second.
Mr. Mahaur.
Yeah.
You are telling me that action should be taken, right? You are telling me action should be taken. Of course, action should be taken. So I want to ask you, why in the last 85 days action has not been taken? Why has it not been taken? No, action has not been taken in Manipur. If action had been taken in Manipur today on the 85th day, you would not see violence being reported from 2 districts. So clearly action has not been taken against the man under whose watch Manipur has burned for 3 months now. There is no action that has been taken. If it had been taken, you wouldn't have armed goons roaming around the streets of Imphal and Churachandpur firing at will. You remember what happened last weekend, right? There was overnight firing that took place. Security forces had to step in. So don't tell us the situation in Manipur is normal. It's not normal.
No, it is not normal. I'm not saying that. I'm not claiming that it is normal. It is definitely gone haywire. That is the reason. The situation is really horrible, wherein the security forces, but you yourself said the security forces are there to handle it. That is what is going on. One more thing I wanted to quote, the Congress, which is, dealing with all this situation, and then they're trying to bring the no confidence motion. If you remember what happened, where Shashi Kumar Dhariwal made a statement. You are a woman, so ultimately you should be thinking about it. Where he said, "Mardon ke pradesh hai yaar, on the on discussion where the discussion was going on something like that Rajasthan is #1 in rape cases, and he is trying to prove that rape is something like proving his manhood, or what is he trying to do? And his laughter, actually it should hound every woman in India. And such kind of a party, when such kind of a party brings a no confidence motion on
Mahaur,
women
Mr.
issue,
Mahaur.
it is something like they are trying to become plaster saints.
Mr. Mahaur, the people of this country, including Manipur, didn't vote for the Congress party. The people of this country, including Manipur, didn't vote for the opposition. The people of this country and the people of Manipur have voted for the BJP. So don't give me this kahani about Mr. Dhariwal and Bengal and Rajasthan, etc. when I'm talking about Rajasthan, because this is nothing but whataboutery. When Rajasthan has to be spoken, it will be spoken about. It will not be mixed with Manipur.
No, this is not whataboutery. Ultimately, we have to compare few things.
Violence should not be made political, right? Let me get in.
No.
Okay, let me get in. Let me put that question to Mr. Kumar Mangalam as well. 1 minute, let him come in as well, because otherwise the Congress spokesperson will say you invited me and then you didn't let me speak. You only did all the speaking on yourself. Mr. Kumar Mangalam,
Shreya.
Mr. Kumar Mangalam, you heard what the BJP. No. Just a minute. I just want you to respond to a specific point that has been raised by the BJP spokesperson here. He is telling us that the Prime Minister has already made a statement on Manipur on the floor of the House on day 1 of Parliament. Ab kya bolne ko?
And I'm very glad, Shreya, that you responded to that, because no, he did not make a statement on the floor of Parliament. He hasn't spoken. He hasn't even come to Parliament, today included. What he did was, outside of Parliament, he spoke and he said he only was outraged by this viral video of a horrific crime that was outraged the entire nation and even the entire world when it came out. For 85 days, he did nothing. 3 delegations, 2 from his own party and 1 from the Congress party, came from Manipur to meet him. He refused to meet them. And this was over a month ago. What was he doing? He went to France. He's happy to speak in the US Congress, but he's not happy to address the Indian Parliament. His own MLA has come on record saying that the state government is in connivance with those who are committing these crimes. His own minister's house was burned down, and yet the Prime Minister doesn't deem it fit to make a single comment. I refuse to accept that this is the Home Minister's responsibility alone. If it's a Home Minister, there's a Prime Minister on top of him. The Prime Minister has to take cognizance of what's happening and make a proper statement on what is going to be done. If this was an opposition state, the Chief Minister would have been dismissed within a week. Here we are, almost 3 months down. Manipur is still burning. Crimes are still being committed. Thousands and thousands of arms are being looted from government armories. You have AK-47 semi-automatic weapons on the streets. Both sides are armed, and it's a bloodbath. And yet this chief minister, who actually came on TV when the viral video came out and said that there are hundreds of crimes like this happening every day, which is why we didn't register an FIR immediately. Thousands of 0 FIRs are being registered every day. What more has to happen in Manipur for the Prime Minister to actually come and talk about it in Parliament? I don't see what else can happen now.
Okay.
I mean, what worse has to happen in that state
for the
Prime Minister to actually care?
Okay. Now, here's a quick question before I wrap up this discussion, and it's a question that can only be put to the opposition. As and when, we still don't have a date, but as and when the no confidence motion is moved, as and when the no confidence motion is defeated, and defeated it will be, given that the government has the numbers, that day onwards, will the opposition let Parliament function? Bhai, hum log bahut taxes dete hain, and it is with our taxes that Parliament runs. So every day, our netas are stalling Parliament and conducting these grand walkouts. It is our money that is going down the drain. I want to ask you, Mr. Kumar Mangalam, whether post the no confidence motion being defeated, if the opposition will let Parliament function.
Shreya, it is the business and it is the responsibility of the government of the day to take everybody along and ensure that Parliament functions. And this, I will be quoting Mr. Arun Jaitley, the late Mr. Arun Jaitley, who himself said that things such as walkout and protests are very much a part of our democracy and very much a part of acceptable part of parliamentary procedure. So I am as conscientious as you are about our taxpayers' money going to waste, but you should also understand that if there is a government that refuses to comment on such an important issue as the Manipur issue today, we have no other choice but to bring them to book using a no confidence motion. And if the government continues to refuse to discuss important issues facing this country, we will continue to do what's necessary to bring them to mat.
Okay, which means that Parliament will be a washout this session as well. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you, Mr. Kumar Mangalam, for joining us. Mr. Mahaur, thank you very much for joining us as well.